Hi guys, welcome back to the Inky Vaper. I'm John, and today we're going to be looking at the Mutation XV5 by Indulgence, a cloud blower. This is the stainless steel version. What we're going to do is we're going to dive down. Excuse the vapour everywhere. This, as you can imagine, is a bit of a cloud chucker coming from Mutation. Just try and get rid of some of the vapour. I'm going to be waving my arms for a long time. Anyway. We'll dive down, take a quick look, and then we'll come back up as usual, and I'll give you my thoughts on it. See you in a minute. Okay, welcome down low. Here is the box for the Indulgence Mutation XV5. As you can see, nice little picture on the box there. Indulgence's logo, blah de blah. Same around the sides. On the back, we've got a little bit of gumph about what's going on. Focusing it is. I'm trying to autofocus with this today, guys, just to see if it will play ball, but it's not doing it with the writing. But then that could be because it's on a white box. You've got your scratch and check and all the details, etc. Inside your box, you have a instruction manual which goes through the components of your V5. Quite comprehensive. A little QC card. You've got a little bag of spares. Now these spares include two of the Velocity style posts, which I'm not going to be using, but basically they've got little screw holes in the bottom there. You can see. Won't be full focus. Got these little screw holes in the bottom here, and they basically screw onto the deck. We'll go into that more. Loads of spare screws for the posts and for the actual deck. There's a spare ceramic piece. I'll show you the other piece that's actually in the deck. But yeah, there's a spare ceramic insulator which is there. If we can get it to focus, as you can see. Might just have to go off of manual automatic focus, I think, just because this is getting on my nerves. So let's just bring the focus up a bit. There we go. So there's the spare ceramic cup, and down here there is a 510 adapter, so that if you don't want to use the wide bore chuff top that comes with it, you don't have to. So there's that. Okay, and now we have. Just falling out of the box. Get the box out of the way, and here we have the main event itself, which is the Cthulhu on the mind, Mutation XV5, the standard Mutation tribal logo, which I despise, on there. Side airflow, 9 side airflow slots. We've got top airflow here as well, which is closable by just turning the top here. On the bottom, the silver plated 510 pin protrudes a reasonable way out. It's not particularly adjustable, and you've got Indulgence and designed in the USA, written in laser engraved in the bottom there. Okay, right, so let's just screw this onto a mod just to get the top off. Okay, I'll just pop that to one side for the minute. Okay, so here is the barrel and the inside and out. Just clean this, but it's still not particularly clean. I have actually used this a fair bit. Quite like this one. So, and here's the top cap. So this is the sort of the airflow controls for the side bits of these blades here. These are a little bit less sharp than previous Mutations, but they're still reasonably sharp. As you can see there's a bevel in, which kind of helps to sort of concentrate the flavour a bit. double O-rings at the top here, which means that it does stay in place where you put it. They're those sort of whitish clear sort of silicon O-rings, which I'm generally speaking not a big fan of. Right, now in these grooves here you can probably just make out that there's a slot there, there's a little hole at the top here where basically when this is open up here, the air comes in down these sides and is supposed to create a vortex in the chamber. Yeah, I'm still of the opinion that it doesn't matter how the air comes in, it's just going to, as soon as it gets in the chamber, it's just going to do whatever it needs to do to get out of the top there as fast as it possibly can. Air doesn't do what it's told, it takes the path of least resistance. So I personally think this is a complete and utter waste of time, and to be honest with you, I've been running it with it completely closed off like so, because I don't find any benefit to it. Now here's the drip tip itself. The standard drip tip that it comes with is a wide bore Delrin affair, as per seems to be standard with most of these kind of drippers these days. It's got a slight sort of slope to it, it's actually not too bad. I quite like it. It's not one of the hugest ones going, but it's a decent size, and yeah, it does the job well. So right, we'll stick that back on like so. Well, you can actually sort of semi with this airflow. I'll just show you. If I turn it so that the top airflow is coming, the top airflow slots are covering these sides here, you basically just get the bottom row as side airflow and the top airflow as well. So that is one way that you can kind of tighten down the airflow if you really want to, but to be honest with you, I don't particularly bother. I just I use the other, and if I want to tighten the airflow down, I just close it off in stages, and you can go right the way down to sort of just a half of one of those holes if you really want to. But this let's have it right. This is a Mutation X product. You know, it's there for blowing the clouds and for massive amount of vapor. So I tend to run it usually with 1.5 of these rows on the side closed off. I mean, you can run it fully wide open if you really want to. Depends what I've got in there. The build that I'm about to show you that I've got in there, I tend to just have it wide open, just because it's quite a hot build. Okay, so that's the actual top cap. We'll just pop that to one side. Right, here we are. Here's the deck. Now, as you can see, there are no posts in this at the moment. It is a postless deck. If you see the 4 screw holes here and here, therefore screwing in the velocity posts that we looked at in the spares bag. But as you can see, there's also 4 holes on the deck. Now what you can do is you can do dual coils if you want to, with the 4 holes that are just sort of straight into the deck, or you can do what I've done here, which is basically build a huge great big honking great big Clapton and run it right across the middle there. And what I do then is I just put a metric crap ton of cotton right the way through the middle here and down into these sort of recessed areas here on either end, and yeah, the vape, and then I set up so the air flows on either side here, so I'm getting air from the side hitting the coil, nothing obstructed by the wick, and I'm getting a really good vape from it. This is dual 22 gauge nichrome wrapped with 36 gauge nichrome, around a 4mm in a diameter. So as you can see, it's a beefy one, massive, great big honk and great big coil in here. Just give it a bit of a glow. Still got a bit of juice on it by the look of it. As you can see, massive great big glowing coil there. Now the posts, connect these holes in the postless part is you tighten those up with grub screws that are around the outside here, and this clever little ceramic cup that we already saw is the actual insulator, which stops the deck from shorting against itself. Very good little way of doing it. And obviously, because it's ceramic, if you were accidental enough to actually crack this, you can take it apart, just undo the 510 pin at the bottom there, take this off, and away you go, rocking and rolling again. I'm really quite impressed with this, to be honest. Got two O-rings down the bottom here, as you can see, that hold the top cap on quite firmly. Even when it gets sort of moist from juice and stuff, it's pretty good. So that's the up close. What I'm going to do is I'm going to wick this and juice it up, and then we'll go up top and we'll have a little talk about it. See you in a minute. Welcome back, guys. So the Mutation XV5. They seem to be fairly racking out the mutations these days. Now, I should have reviewed this a while ago, but again, private life things have got in the way. Just come out of hospital after having an operation on my shoulder, so forgive me for taking so long. Again, apologising for the fact that I'm not making videos as quickly as I should be. Anyway, let's get back to the job in hand, which is the Mutation XV5. Pros and cons. Cons. The top airflow for me just serves no purpose whatsoever. It's pointless. Adds way too much air and in the wrong places. I'm not a big fan of this theory of cyclonic angled air going in, because as soon as it gets in the chamber, it's going to come straight back out as soon as it possibly can, taking the path of least resistance. So bit of a gimmick. I suppose you could use it if you're interested, but for me it just spends all its time just shut off permanently. Side airflow is absolutely brilliant. It's nice and positionable because of the barrel. You can close it, down in gradients because the airflow blades on the inside are angled in the correct way. You can shut off row by row and go right the way down to sort of virtually just a slither if you want to. But as I said before, the build I've got in here, I've got it wide open, and it's vaping a treat. Trying to keep the vapor down to a minimum because it's just chucking loads. I've put some Yorkshire Vaper OC in here, which is just absolutely gorgeous. It's another great juice by them. But yeah, the flavour is really, for this kind of a dripper, the flavour is actually surprisingly good. That's obviously slightly, that's kind of build dependent. You need to obviously experiment with your builds. To be honest, I think that this dripper actually performs at its best in postless mode. The velocity deck didn't really do a great deal for me. I didn't really particularly enjoy it. But if you build either dual coils or single coil on the postless deck, just make sure you just sort of cut away. You can put your legs in and then just cut away a bit at a time so that you're getting the right kind of height. You get excellent what's the word I'm looking for? Yeah, you get excellent airflow hitting those coils just at the right spot. So I mean, it's definitely a good one. Going backwards and forwards with the pros and cons are just something just reminded me, because I'm holding the dripper itself. It does actually get quite warm, and because this drip tip's quite short, you actually do sort of catch your lips on the top of it, and it does all get a little bit hot. It's an excellent dripper. Thoroughly enjoyed using it. It's available widely, around about the £22–23 mark, I believe. Another good, affordable cloud blowing dripper from Indulgence. That was one of my cats. Just go through the cat flap if you heard that banging noise. So yeah, all in all, it's a cracking little dripper. It is a tad tall. If I put it up against the Tsunami, as you can see, it is a bit tall, but that's partly because of the postless deck. There's extra gubbins going on down here, and then you've got the airflow, top airflow gubbins at the top, which sort of tends to add to the height. The actual chamber itself, once all that's sort of like put together, is only sort of about that much. So it's only about the size of a normal dripper inside. So it's actually quite compact inside. But I think that probably kind of adds to the temperature of it getting a bit warm, and you know, it just heats up a tad. So all in all, we'll leave it there. It's a good dripper. I thoroughly enjoy using it. The flavour's good. It's on a par, in my opinion, with the Troll V2, and you know, if it appeals to you, then by all means I would recommend that you go and give it a go. Try all the different builds, try the different posts, and try the velocity posts and the postless deck, see which one you prefer, and go for it. So, without further ado, I will say goodbye. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care now. Bye.